All right, boys and girls, it's winter time. It's not really winter time here because I'm in South Texas. It's like 50 degrees out and I've got a wild drag on. But it's winter time everywhere else and y'all are out breaking ice. I don't get all that worried about breaking ice. It's something that everybody's always running around, oh, gotta break ice, gotta break ice, gotta break ice. For cattle, yes, you do. For horses, I don't worry about it breaking their ice. And here's why. We've got a 45-second video here that the producer is going to somehow magically scab into this video. But horses will break their own ice. What they'll do is they will lick that ice and lick it and lick it and lick it, and their body temperature from their tongue melts that ice, and then they'll sip little bits of it that they've already turned into water that they've already melted. They'll sip little bits, and then they'll lick it some more, and they'll sip little bits and lick it some more. And then if that ice is really, really thick, they'll stand there and they'll put their nose just that close to it, and they'll breathe on it, and that warm air will melt it, and then they'll lick it. And what they'll do is they'll make a little hole about that big, about the size of their muzzle, that they can drink out of perfectly. And then if you leave everything alone, that'll ice back over, and then there'll be a thinner layer of ice for them to lick and melt the next day. And so that they get their own water. They're unlike other animals that get hypothermic from doing stuff like that. Horses can eat snow, they don't get hypothermic. They can lick ice, break their own ice, they don't get hypothermic. As long as they've got enough to eat. As long as they've got some browse around, horses don't get cold. So I don't worry about breaking ice. If I was in Canada and the ice was that thick, yeah, then I'd break ice for a horse. But for most of the world, for most of the lower 48 states, you don't really need to break ice. It's just makes you feel good to do it, I guess, but you don't need to do it. They'll break it themselves. Oh, while I'm on that, before the producer turns the deal off, I am against those automatic waters that have a heater in it to keep the ice, to keep it from icing over. Because while a horse will break its own ice, if anything does malfunction in those, which is like there's 1% chance that it will, but if anything malfunctions in that and there's electricity in that water, it's just a shock to us. But horses are really, really super susceptible to electricity, and so what's just a shock to us potentially can be really hazardous to a horse. So don't think, I outsmarted you, I've got one of these heated tanks. No, that's a bad idea. Insulated ones are fine, but heated ones, don't do that.
I want to thank the subscribers of our Patreon channel. The patrons, that's Patron where I'm from, give us the opportunity to bring these videos to you all. Without them, this channel wouldn't be possible. Join us over on Patreon for more in-depth lessons and step-by-step instruction on everything from gear to theory, riding everything from colts to bridle horses, the circus pole, and husbandry. We'd love to see you all over there.